past perfect progressive or past perfect continuous tense. All right. Okay, guys, when we're talking about past perfect progressive, this connects the past progressive to the past simple. So this is to say, there is an action that started in the past and is still going on in the past with another action that already started, and the other action that already started is the simple past. So like we are talking about two events here. So one of the events is in the past perfect progressive and the other event is in the simple past. So these are the two events, event 1 and event 2. So this is just a little similar with the past perfect tense. You know, the past perfect tense, these are two past actions. These are two events. These two events, which event that will go first? They are the past perfect comes in. So here the past perfect progressive, these are two events. But one of the events is in the past perfect progressive. And the other event is in past simple. Right? So like example here, had plus been plus ing verb. So this is the simple formula for the event 1. And the event 1 is the past perfect progressive. So event 2, simple past. That is the simple past, you know. So these are two events. I have been reading. So I have been reading is a what? Past perfect progressive. I have been reading. Right? I made dinner. That is a simple past. That is the second event. So the first event, I have been reading. So the second event, I made dinner. You know? So these are all in the past. And one of the events is in the what? Past progressive. The action is in the past and it's still going on. And the other action, I made dinner, this is the action that already in the past, that I made dinner. So now we put the sentence into one. So we gotta, because now you gotta see we have the main clause and the subordinate clause. So let's see. All right. I have been reading all afternoon. So I have been reading all afternoon. This is the past perfect progressive. And this is the main clause. So now let's go to the past simple, the second event. So the second event is what? Before I made dinner. So before I made dinner, there is the subordinate clause. So we have the main clause and the subordinate clause. So the main clause is in the past perfect progressive. And the subordinate clause is in the what? Past simple. So this is a simple way to understand past perfect progressive or past perfect continuous tense. Use of past perfect continuous or past perfect progressive tense. You can see use or uses. All right. Uses. Okay. Uses can be the meaning of past perfect. This is just to expand your brain to know how to use this tense. All right. Okay, guys. So before we talk about uses, let's talk about time expression. So we can't talk about past perfect progressive without talking about time expression. So we have time expressions like before, by the time, for express a short period of time, since express a long period of time. So these are the time expression we use in past perfect progressive. All right. So time expression are used in all progressive, man. Any progressive, most of the progressive, they are using. We use time expression there. All right, guys, let's go. Perfect again. All right. Number 1, express a past action that already started. Express a past action that already started. And this past action that already started is a past perfect progressive. And continue up to another action. And the other action is a simple past or time in the past. So this is one of the uses of past perfect progressive, and it is also the meaning of past perfect progressive. So let's see the example here. The boys had been playing soccer for about an hour. So this is an action that started in the past and it's still going on in the past. All right. So it continued to another action. So the other action is what? When it started to rain. So when it started to rain, that is a subordinate clause. That is the time clause. So the main clause there is what? The boys have been playing soccer for about an hour. That is the main clause. So you gotta know the difference between the main clause and the subordinate clause. That is important. Okay. So but here it is in the subordinate clause, we have what we call a time clause. When it started to rain. And when it started to rain is in the simple past. Alright? Okay, let's go to the second one, guys. Okay. So the second one talks about emphasize the duration of activity in the past. To emphasize the duration of activities in the past. So activities that are going on in the past, to emphasize on them. You know, to emphasize on the duration. So like example here. Tom needed a holiday. Tom needed a holiday. That's a simple past. Tom needed a holiday. So now let's go to the past perfect progressive. Because he had been working hard for 6 months. So he had been working hard for 6 months. So for 6 months, this is the duration. So that's also to emphasize the duration. So he had been working hard for 6 months. For 6 months, this is the duration. All right. So that's why, because he had been working hard for 6 months. That is the main clause. Tom needed a holiday because. So Tom needed a holiday because. That is the subordinate clause. He had been working hard for 6 months. That is the main clause. All right. You gotta see the duration there for 6 months and for indicate a short period of time. All right. Okay, guys, let's go. And number 3, express cause of something in the past. It's express cause. It asks a question, why? So let's see how it asks a question, why? Because when you use the word cause, so it means why. All right. So let's see how it expresses the cost of something in the past. He was tired. Why? Because he had been jogging. So what is the cause? Because he had been jogging. He was tired because he had been jogging. All right. Okay, that's what we say. Express cause. Right. Okay, let's go. She was tired. Why? Why she was tired? Man, why she was tired? You're gonna tell me why she was tired. Okay. Why she was tired? Because she had been studying all night. Okay, so you gotta know in this way you can use this tense perfectly. All right. So, all right, guys, let's go. Something together we are number 4 talking about stative verbs. When we talk about stative verbs, these are non-action verbs. They don't express action. So remember, we don't use stative verb in any progressive. And this is a progressive, so we don't use stative verb in progressive. You gotta we have that one. So we have a lot of stative verbs. If you can check in my video, I remember that is the present simple. If you check that video, you can see a lot of stative verbs there. And these verbs didn't express action. Although sometimes we have dynamic verbs, but dynamic verbs can be a stative or non-stative verb, can be an action verb, no action verb. Dynamic verb, we have to talk about dynamic verb, but let's talk about the stative verb. So we never use stative verb in any progressive. And this past perfect progressive, we don't use any stative verbs there. So stative verbs like no, although no can be a dynamic verb also. We can also use it by saying knowing, but the meaning will change. But it is a stative verb. It doesn't express action. Like doesn't express action. Although some people are saying, I'm liking it, that is informal English. It's incorrect. You know? Alright? Like is okay. I like it. Okay? Dislike. Alright? Love. Some people are saying, I'm loving it. You say, I'm loving it, that is incorrect. It's informal English. So, love is a stative verb. It doesn't express action. Alright? Hate. a stative verb. All right. Believe is a stative verb. All right. So we're talking about dynamic verbs. Dynamic verb, this can be stative or non-stative, can be action or non-action. So dynamic verbs like no. No can be a stative verb. No is a dynamic verb. It can be stative, it can be non-stative. Sometimes we can use it by saying knowing. Sometimes we can use by saying no. It just depends on the meaning we change. Check for present simple. You understand more about stative verbs, okay? Have, all right? So it's a dynamic verb. We can also say having. It depends on the sentence, but the meaning change, you know? All right. Seen is a dynamic verb. It can be seen. We can also use as see. So these are dynamic verbs. Dynamic verb, just check the present simple. There are a lot of dynamic verbs, stative verbs there. It's just to inform you that these stative verbs we don't use it in progressive, in past perfect progressive. Get aware of that one. Okay? All right. Formula for past perfect progressive. Formula for past perfect continuous tense. All right, let's go. Affirmative. So when we talk about the affirmative form, that is a positive form. So in the affirmative form, gotta be subject plus heard plus being plus verb ing plus object. So this is the simple formula for past perfect progressive. When I talk about the formula, I'll talk about the structure of past perfect progressive. All right. So like example here, they is a subject, had is an auxiliary verb, been is a state of being. All right. Playing. So playing is the what? The verb ing. That is a continuous tense. All right. Tennis is the object. So this is the affirmative form. All right. So let's go to the negative form. So when we are talking about the negative form, subject plus had plus not, and not is the one that indicates negative, you know. All right, guys. Plus being, state of being, verb ing, object. So this is the formula for the negative form. So like example here, we is a subject, had is an auxiliary verb, not indicates the negative, being, all right, playing is the verb ing, basketball is the object. So this is the simple formula for the past perfect progressive, the negative form. All right. Okay, guys, let's go to the interrogative form. So in the interrogative form, we're going to talk about yes and no. We have the yes and no question. Interrogative, talking about yes. We'll talk about, when I say interrogative, is a question form. So we have the yes and no question and the WH question. Yes and no question and WH question. So like example here, let's deal with the yes and no question. In the yes and no question, what happened here? The position change, right? So here you gotta see now the auxiliary verb will come after the subject. So had, they. So had is an auxiliary verb. They is a subject. Being, a state of being. Playing, that's a verb ing, a continuous tense. Soccer. Alright, so you gotta be like, had they be playing soccer? Had they be playing soccer? So there is the yes and no question. Had they be playing soccer? Alright. Okay, let's go to the WH question. So WH question, we all know the WH question. All of us know. Where, why, who, these are all WH questions, okay? Okay, so WH question, we have where. So where come after the auxiliary verb heard. So this one of the difference, you know. So the WH question, where, then we have the auxiliary verb, the subject, being, playing. So playing is the what? Verb ing. Tennis is the object. So this is the WH question. Where had they been playing tennis? And I think this can help us great. Alright. So let's go. Affirmative and negative. So let's talk about affirmative and negative, the positive and negative first. Let's see how we analyze it on this table so it can be simple for you to use. All right. Okay, guys, let's go. So we have the pronouns, auxiliary verb, verb ing, affirmative, and negative forms. All right. Okay, let's go. So in the pronouns form, we're gonna have the first person, second person, and third person pronouns. All right, guys, let's go. So here we have I. That's the first person pronouns. Auxiliary verb heard. Verb ing. That is verb ing. That is being, playing. So the being, the state of being and playing is together. So verb ing, be playing. So in the affirmative form, we're gonna have now, I had been playing tennis. I had been playing tennis. All right. But the other way around, also we can say, I'd be playing tennis. Had been playing tennis. Had been playing tennis. So I had can be contracted to I'll. So I be playing tennis. So the negative form. So the negative form gonna be I had not be playing tennis. I had not be playing tennis. So in the other way around, we can say I hadn't be playing tennis. All right. So the other way around also had not be playing tennis. But this form, be careful. You gotta stress the word not if you want to say this. Had not be playing tennis, because in English all contraction are stress. No matter how you speak fast, they gotta be stress. These are negative form. We need to stress them. So no matter how I say this word, I must stress the word not. And not be playing tennis. You, the second person pronouns, had. So we're going to the verb ing, be playing, be, and playing. So now the affirmative form gonna be you had been playing tennis. You had been playing tennis, okay? So the contraction form gonna be you'd be playing tennis. You be playing tennis. Just like even the D can be silent. You be playing tennis. So you had contraction gonna be you'd. You be playing tennis. Faster, like you be playing tennis. But to say it clear, you'd. Okay? You had, you'd. But faster when I say it, you can hear the D sound. You be playing tennis. Alright? Okay, let's go. You had not be playing tennis. So there's a negative form. You had not be playing tennis. Alright? So the other way around is going to be you hadn't be playing tennis. You hadn't be playing tennis, man. You hadn't be playing tennis. Alright? So the other way is going to be you'd not be playing tennis. You not be playing tennis. You not be playing tennis. So maybe I don't have time to pronounce you'd. I don't have the time to pronounce not. So faster, you not be playing tennis. You not be playing tennis, man. Right? Okay, let's go. He, she, it. So these are third person pronouns. He, she, it. You can see Tom there, but Tom is a noun. I just use it there, but it's a noun. Let's use the third person pronouns, guys, okay? So here, had. Alright. Verb ing, be playing. So the affirmative form gonna be she had been playing tennis. She had been playing tennis. Okay? So the other way around gonna be what? She'd be playing tennis. He'd be playing tennis. He'd. So she'd, he'd, you get away of this one. She'd is like saying she had. He'd, he had. Okay? It had. He'd be playing tennis. He'd be playing tennis. She'd be playing tennis. It's good, man. Okay, for your listening, alright? Okay, guys, let's go to the negative form. So the negative form gotta be what? She had not been playing tennis. She had not been playing tennis. So the other way around, she hadn't been playing tennis. She had been playing tennis. She hadn't. She hadn't been playing tennis. Alright? So this I can say, she now be playing tennis. She not be playing tennis, man. She not be playing tennis, okay? All right, we have talked about the singular form, and there is the plural form. All right, guys, let's go. So we already know pronouns, auxiliary verb, verb, ing, affirmative, and negative. So we are just trying to talk about the plural form. The one we talk about is the singular form, all right? They, that is the plural form. The auxiliary verb, had, all right? Verb, ing, be jogging. Affirmative gonna be, they had been jogging. They had been jogging, all right? So the contraction gonna be, did be jogging. Did be jogging. So they had gonna be did. Did be jogging, right? So the negative form gonna be they had not be jogging. They had not be jogging, all right? So the other one gonna be they hadn't be jogging. There's a contraction form. They hadn't be jogging, all right? So the other way gonna be they not be jogging. They not be jogging. They not be jogging. They not be jogging. All right, guys. Okay. All right, guys. Let's go to we, the plural form. We. The auxiliary verb had, verb ing, be walking. So the be verb and be walking, all right? So the affirmative form gonna be what? We had be walking. We had be walking, all right? So, okay, the contrast form gonna be we'd be walking. We'd be walking. So we had, gotta say we'd be walking, all right? So let's go to the negative form. We hadn't be walking. So the other way around gonna be what? We'd not be walking. So just fast the contraction form. I don't have time to say the other way around, you know. So we hadn't be walking, we'd not be walking. Alright? Alright, guys, let's go. Alright, guys, now let's talk about what we call indefinite pronouns. We cannot talk about pronouns and nouns without indefinite pronouns. This is important. When we talk about indefinite pronouns, we have everyone, none, no one. These are indefinite pronouns. Somebody, someone, these are indefinite pronouns. So let's see how we use these definite pronouns here. Okay? So let's see, had, auxiliary verb, be, walking. So the affirmative form gonna be what? Everyone had been walking. Everyone had been walking. So everyone indicates a positive form. None indicates negative form. No one indicates negative form. Somebody, the positive form. So when you're dealing with the indefinite pronouns, you have to know the negative and the positive indefinite pronouns. All right. So the negative one gonna be no one had been walking. No one had been walking. So that is a negative form. Okay. No one had been walking. None had been walking. These are all indicating negative. All right. Okay, guys. So there is the plural form. All right. So now we gotta go to the interrogative form. None of them had been walking. So none of them have been walking. None of them have been walking. All right. Okay, guys. So use one none indicates negative. None of them have been walking. All right. Okay. Let's go. Yes and no question. So this is interrogative. So interrogative, we're gonna talk about yes and no question. And the next one gonna be the double-it question. So let's talk about yes and no questions. Okay, the interrogative form. Okay, so let's just try to analyze. Continue. You know, let's just try to analyze. You know what I mean? Okay, guys, let's go. Auxiliary verb. We have the word subject, verb ing, interrogative. So the interrogative, that is the question form. All right. Okay, let's go. Had. So this one had. So the subject gonna be what? I. Okay, so verb ing, you know, the be verb is a state verb. Walking, that is a verb ing. So now the interrogative form gonna be, had I be walking? Had I be walking? Had I be walking? All right, guys. Okay, let's go. So the answer gonna be what? Yes, I had. Okay. No, I hadn't. No, I hadn't. So that is the response. Okay. All right, guys, let's go. So this is the first person pronouns, subject. Okay, let's go to the second person pronouns. So I had, all right, you, that's the second person pronouns. Verb ing, be walking. So now the interrogative form gonna be what? Had you be walking? Had you be walking? So what? The response gonna be what? Yes, I had. Okay. No, I hadn't. So the response is just the same, like, because the first person pronouns and the second person pronoun, the response is the same. Had I been walking? Yes, I had. No, I hadn't. Had you been walking? Yes, I had. No, I hadn't. All right. Okay, guys, let's go. So had. So now we're gonna talk about what? The third person pronouns. He, she, it. All right. Then Tom is a noun. We have ing as be walking. So the interrogative form gonna be what? Had he be walking? Had he be walking? All right. So the other way you gotta say, had she be walking? So the response gonna be what? Yes, he had. Yes, she had. Yes, it had. So the negative is gonna be what? No, he hadn't. No, she hadn't. No, it hadn't. No, Tommy hadn't. But most of the time we use the pronouns. We don't use the noun there. So, all right, guys. Okay, so let's go. Let's go to another level, man. You know what I mean? So let's talk about that double-it question. All right. So the double-it question, we have the double-it auxiliary, subject, verb, ing, interrogative form. All right. So guys, okay, we already know the double-it question. Okay, where, when, why, these are all double-it question, guys. Okay. All right, guys. Let's go. Let's see how we analyze it on the table, guys. Okay. All right. Where. All right. So the auxiliary verb heard. So you gotta see the auxiliary verb comes after the helping verb. All right. The helping verb heard. Okay. The subject they, verb ing be, playing. Be is a state verb, playing. That is the verb ing. So now let's go to the interrogative form. Now the question form gotta be, where had they be playing tennis? Where had they be playing tennis? All right. So where had they be playing tennis? Okay, guys, let's go. Why? So in this, you gotta see this double-it question. We are using more of the plural form. So this is a double-it question alongside with the plural form. So the plural form they. All right. So the subject gonna be had. No, the auxiliary verb heard. The subject we, and we is the plural form. All right. So let's go. Be crying. All right. That is the verb ing. Then we gotta go to the interrogative form. Why had we be crying? Why had we be crying, man? All right. So the next one gonna be, we gotta go to indefinite pronouns. So in the indefinite pronouns, talk about which one, because we also need to talk about indefinite pronouns. We cannot just talk about pronouns, forget about indefinite pronouns. Alongside with nouns, they're also important. All right, guys. Okay, had, that's the auxiliary verb. The subject there is one, that is indefinite pronouns. The verb ing be crying, and the interrogative form gonna be which one had been crying when the snake entered the room. So which one have been crying when the snake entered the room?